And what's up, nerds? It's time for more writing. I've decided that there's a segment I want to do before I start every stream. How long have I been live? 5 minutes? Dang, I've just been sitting here setting things up. And by setting things up, I mean stretching, drinking water. Oh, also I got my keyboard set up, by the way. Yippee. Again, it's not like a piano keyboard. It's like, well, it is a piano, but it's not like a 81 key, 56 key piano. It has 3 octaves, and it's a little mini keyboard that I can just keep on my desk. It still has drum pads. That's what the drum pads play, and it has knobs, 8 knobs, 4 of which I use. I don't know what I'm gonna use the others for. Now I can finally play chords for you. Delicious. But it feels really weird to play on this thing, cause like it doesn't really feel like a piano. It's like feels like a crappy little keyboard. The bass sounded like an M1 house patch. This is a Hammond organ. These are what my drum pads are playing. This is what it's supposed to be. Supposed to be drums. Let's see if I can load a drum patch onto this. I don't have very many, because I'm just using Sport Sounder right now for sound fonts. That doesn't sound right. This is supposed to be my bass drum one, but for some reason it's the hi-hats. Maybe I just reprogrammed it without realizing it. Maybe I did an accident. And did a whoopsie. I swear this used to be. Do you think I have time to shower before the stream starts? Not if you want to miss what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna change you back to piano. I like that. I had an organ, but let's do piano. Oh yeah, I forgot I made my piano wiggly. I also have a few symphonic sounds on this. Let's do oboe. This one's kind of weak sauce. Let me boost that. Awesome. And the modulation wheel makes it all funny. It's awesome. Thanks, modulation wheel. I also have a pan one for panning. Wow. Very cool. Guys, I figured out what a MIDI keyboard is. I have all these knobs I can knob. You guys want to hear the squeaking of my... It's a very consistent pitch, and I think that's fascinating. The squeaking of my mic stand. So every time I move it, it makes the same pitch. You think I can harmonize with my mic stand? Perfect. It's playing a G. But also I have a synth. I don't really like that one, not gonna lie. This is just a sound font player, so I don't have like any synthesizers hooked up. Maybe I should do that and just have synths. But either way, we'll just do piano. And I only have 3 octaves, so I can't even like take a break to play music or something. I can only play like a melody if you guys know any pieces of piano music that happen to fall within the range of 3 octaves only from C to C, then I could play it. Wait, not even 3 octave, it's 2 octaves. It's, well, technically they're 3 Cs, but like there are only 2 octaves in between. It's not a big range. But again, it's mostly just made for playing short little melodies. I do have an electronic keyboard, but like to hook it up would require both the space to do it that's right next to my desk, which I don't have, and also a lig, not a lig, lig? I think I tried to say long and big at the same time. I don't have a lig enough cable. Or a bong, I guess would be the inverse of that. I don't have a bong enough cable. Okay. You guys like the blues? I like them. And the start of the stream is going to be me playing. This track is made by Backing Track Center on YouTube. You know, 11 minutes was a lot longer than I thought it would be. But whatever. We're ready to stream now. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then we'll begin. I think today we're gonna just do some more orchestration, and first I want to take a look at some music that I think you guys would very much appreciate, and then I want to steal all of his techniques, and we'll see what happens. So, basically, I'm sure I'm gonna get copy struck for the music I'm about to play, but I literally, what the ever. Oh wait, this is a score video, so I don't need to pull up the score. Okay. Goody gumdrops. I'm gonna hear my G squeaking of my microphone again. Today we ain't reading no books. Although I'll be taking what I learned from them, because thank goodness for books. Okay. So there's a piece that I've really been digging recently. And I found it like a week ago. And I think all of you will like it. Link. It's the Koechlin Horn Sonata. And some of it's a little suspicious sounding, but I really like the way it sounds. So I will let you listen to some of it. Look at those beautiful time sig changes. Actually, they're not that beautiful, they're really ugly, but you know, he can get away with it. Okay. I think something I find really fascinating about this, first of all, is that despite it being called a horn sonata, at least in this first few parts, the horn is hardly the one playing the melody. The piano is kind of the one playing the melody, and the horn's just kind of filling in the gaps. But it's hard to imagine this piece without the horn part, because something about just having this drone here of the horn is really nice. And I think I want to at least have something like that, and I think this piece would... Okay, sorry, just being very concerned about this motorcycles outside. I think what I could steal exactly from this is I really like these arpeggios. They're in triplets though, and the piece that I'm writing isn't really in triplets. So I'm thinking either I just put like this arpeggio thing in not triplets, or I reconsider it and put it in triplets, which I don't think I'll actually do, but I just really like this part. And having that horn as a drone there. And then the horn kind of plays this like soaring melody in these later bits. But the piano is still the one playing the main melody, which I think is fascinating. It's hard to say that this is even a horn sonata, at least in this first bit. It's a horn sonata later on, but it hardly feels like a horn sonata at this point. A beautiful pianissimo horn. That's amazing. I don't know, I'm not a hornist, but that sounds like it'd be difficult to do on horn. To do it well, I mean. Of course you can play anything, but it sounds like it'd be kind of difficult to keep a nice, sweet, sustained tone. I know in horn that it might be, but I'm not sure because, again, I'm not a hornist. Let me close Discord real quick, I don't need to have that open. Okay. So basically, let me change something real quick. Bop, bop. Okay, let's get to work. So, if you're new here, this is a piece I wrote a long time ago that I arranged. I wrote this, I rearranged it for orchestra, I don't like it, so I'm redoing it. If you've been here before, oh, you can skip the stream because it's just me scratching my head about how to do this for the 1000th time. But either way, the one I did before like I did a stream where I re-orchestrated this again using some stuff that I picked up from orchestration of a Debussy piece, and you know, that guy did it way better than I did. So I think I'll have to rethink my strategy here. And again, I need to point out that one of my gripes with the old version of this, let me pull up that instead of the septet, actually, that'd be more useful to have, is that it sounded too grand. It didn't sound quite lighthearted enough. It could sound grand towards the end, because, you know, it's the end, and it would make it a bit more effective. But I think the way it was written, it just feels like a bunch of segments of other orchestra pieces and put together in a... I mean, they flow together nicely, but it felt like there wasn't really a continuity happening, and I didn't really like that. I wrote a lot of notes here about what to do, but I think we'll try again. Try again. And of course, I am now coming to the realization why composers took so long to write their pieces. And, you know, composers, it would take them, you know, maybe a year or two to complete a whole symphony, and here I am with MuseScore, which literally plays back what I want to hear, and yet I still can't do it. So, I mean, that's why you remember them and not me. Oopsies. That's just how it is. Okay. So, I have these bits here, and I want you... I'm also, like, dubious about the size of the orchestra. I really don't think it needs to be this big, but I understand that it's not actually a big orchestra in the scheme of things. And I think you can go to piano instead of mezzo forte. Crescendo over 2 measures, please. And I want this bit here to be taken over by the horn, but also not that loud, please. And then you also crescendo along with here. Horn harmony, I kind of want to keep what I heard in the horn sonata that we just listened to, and kind of just have a droning horn while the other dudes play the harmony. I think a brass would be pretty effective here. I do have a piano and a harp that I noted down. I think trying to shoehorn in a triplet accompaniment that I did last time into a piece that doesn't really call for a triplet accompaniment was kind of a bad idea. So how about we rethink our strategy here? Try not to put a triplet accompaniment where I don't need one, and I guess the melody can have some nice triplets. But because this piece isn't really conducive to having triplets, the accompaniment should not reflect that. At least not for the majority of the piece. It should be nice and easy. I'm debating whether it should even start this low. Maybe it's a bit too loud. Just shut up. If I... I'm trying to think of what it would sound like with a triplet accompaniment. I guess it's difficult for me to hear without me actually putting it in. Let's do triplets like this. Oh my gosh, whoever's revving outside, will you shut up? And this is a 3 chord, that would be a what, C minor chord? If it would sound something like this. Again, I'm not quite sure if this is what I want, but just to make sure that I actually don't want it, I'm gonna write this in. This is a G flat over D flat chord. And that would make it like flats. And this would be a A major or A flat major chord. Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all, actually. Get out of here. Okay. Let's instead just build up some chords and we'll see. So, like we established, there's an F minor chord. I guess there are 2 horns happening here. And you are C minor. I don't like that. Get out of here. I gotta have you play this. Just keep everything separate so my mind doesn't explode. You guys... Oh, you're really loud. I think maybe these samples aren't very well balanced, but maybe that's just me writing poorly for them, which is entirely possible that I'm just not good at arranging. It needs to be some kind of... It doesn't feel very reinforced. Let me... Bassoon might be better. It sounds a bit too thin, though. The bassoon will sound too thin, I think. It's not going to have quite the warmth that I want. I'll have the bass be played by the horn, and maybe an upper note played by the trombone, or maybe the upper note can be played by the bassoon. I think having the horn in those lower notes will reinforce that warmness, but I don't want the horn to like take over the sounds, which is what I'm afraid of. So if I go against general orchestration principles and put the bassoon above the horn, and then reinforce you as C minor by marking an E here. I could also put you guys in trombones, which might be also brassy. No, I don't really like that. I didn't think I would like it. If I... What is this? G flat over D, that's correct. I guess I'll introduce a new voice here. No. D flats, or B flats and D flats. That does sound quite warm. Let's have... on a different kind of chord here. Because this is a D flat chord over G, I want to include... try C and try... C and F. That doesn't sound... I think it's you. It's you clashing with this. I think there's potential here for something. If I flatten you guys. And then if I resolve this wacky tension by moving down to what? C and A flats. Resolve you down to E. Now it's getting a little too much like the horn. It's getting a little too horny. I think we're gonna have to replace either this low horn with like a bassoon or something instead. So take this high note here, put that in the trombone instead, and take these 2 low notes here. What are these? D flat and C. And put them here instead. This would be probably a bit better. Let's just put you in first horn. The trombone's a little too loud, and I don't like that. Try this with euphonium instead. I guess just put you also in horn. I think that could work. Make you G flat instead. I just think this horn is too loud. It's just shush, shush, you're too loud. And okay, so what's the order that I have here? I have a bassoon, bassoon, horn, bassoon, horn. Okay, I guess I have some interlocking stuff happening. That's interesting. What chord is this? This is an E flat minor over B flat chord. Thanks me. If I write here B flat and then write maybe D and wait, E flat. That's that doesn't sound quite right. What did I do wrong? No, it shouldn't be E. It should be G flat. That's correct. Even though E flat is hardly sounding in this chord. Do E flat here. I really wanted to have a different kind of chord here. I guess I could make you play E flat. And then you can play D flats. No, I don't like that. Also, if you guys need to be louder because these horns are overpowering the heck out of you. Speak up. If I replace this minor 5 with a 5 augmented chord, that might be interesting. It's like directly clashing with this though, so maybe not. If I had a half diminished chord, that might work. So that would be what? D flat, B flat, double B, double flat. I'm not so sure about that, but I think if I resolve it, it'll sound nicer. It resolves back to 4. I want a nice pure 4 here, which would be what, a D flat. You're already playing D flat. Hold this. You move down to A, and you move down to F. And then you move down to A flats. Let me pull the rest of this melody here. Let me just put both of you here. Okay. Try this instead. Okay, I'm kind of fond of this half diminished stuff happening here. But I think if I'm going to do that, this chord here needs to at least be altered a little bit. Something about it feels a little wrong. What chord? This is a E flat, half diminished. I mean, it probably wants to resolve directly back to this A flat major, which, if I alter it to be so... No. What chord does this want to resolve to? I can feel it in my bones, but I don't know which one it is. I think that's it, if I make you be normal flat instead of double flats. And then let you hold this. This chord is A, D flat, F. That is a, oh, whatchamacallit. That's a 2, it's a, yeah, minor 2. It's a minor 2 over, hold on. If I, minor 2, what, B flat, D, A, that should be, what, 6 over 4, or is it? Yes, no, yes, no. It's built over the, so it'd be 6, 4, 2? Is the, I think the 6 is implied, so therefore you would be a 4 over 2 chord. Like that? I think so. Why is the oboe so much louder than the flutes? Do I need to raise you an entire octave? I don't even think I can do that. I can just make you shush, I guess, by not making you crescendo, which works. I could also have 2 flutes on the scene. I think... Okay, let me listen to this again. I wasn't quite sure if this would work, because this is going off of what I learned last stream with quartal chords. This is a quartal chord of G flat to C flat and D flat. So you're starting in D flat, G flat, C flat, F flat. This is a quartal chord. It's built on fourths. And I wasn't sure if it would work here, but I'm glad it did. Sounds kind of mysterious. Now, let me try this again, but on strings, or... because I want there to be strings, but I'm afraid that strings might make it a bit too heavy too quickly. So let's see. I think maybe there could be a chord in between here to keep up the movements, because there's 2 chords per measure, 2 chords per measure, 1 chord per measure, 1 chord per measure, 2 chords per measure. So I think I can, to make this chord really, this diminished chord really settle in, and then resolve here. I think it might be best if we move to another chord, like some kind of dominant chord. I guess it could just be major 5, or maybe I can keep this plagal cadence by making it 4. You are on the 2nd beat, correct? Correct. Doesn't really look like you are, but you are. Okay, and therefore a 4 chord in the key of A flat major is D flat major, so bleh. Should I keep this A in the bass? Let's do that. And you would just move down here. Actually, not much would change, it looks like. I think just doing that might make it a bit better. If I had a 4, but as a 7th chord, that would put, what, C flat in the bass? Or not the bass, this is somewhere in the chord. Yeah, I have this like step up thing going on. I'm not quite sure if I like that though. See, this resolution is very nice, but I'm not sure if it quite encompasses the feeling that I'm going for here. But it's very nice. Maybe I just need my you know, my big anime ears to get used to it. This channel is wholesome. Why, thank you. I try my best. I think maybe you guys are just too loud. Let me just reduce you to mezzo piano. See how that C flat, like, it sounds good as a progression, but like when I actually hear it in the context of the music, it doesn't sound as good as I hoped it would. I can just keep the major 7th, I guess. No, the major 7th doesn't sound any good. Just keep this here. You don't really hear this change to an A. I guess you'd really feel the change if I move the bass up to D. Maybe move this up to B flat and move this guy down to A flat. Try this. There you go. It's a little more classical, but at least keeps some movement in the bass. See how even though these notes are staying nice and long, the bass has some movement going on, which I like. So that means you would change to a normal 2 chord. Whoopsies. And then you would be a normal 4 chord. It doesn't really have the same bite though, I will admit, as this. This one has a lot more bites. I like that more. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep it. I just don't want the bass to be like. That's really boring. Could have a scale here. I could start you from up here and then move you down. I don't like either of those. Just maybe like that might be better. Maybe keep this A here. Okay, I think that'll be okay. So instead of having, you know, A and A, like this, we just have an octave up. Although this jump, I'm not very happy with, actually. Maybe I should move the bass here to keep some movements. As a 5-half diminished chord, you would be in a E flat half diminished chord, which means E flat here. Maybe just don't put the bass super low. And that means the bass would be above the other voices, which would be kind of weird. Just do this. Okay. Sustain this. Thank you. I
ever tried the emancipation of dissonance and not being atonal? No, I know what you mean. I have tried it. I don't necessarily agree with the emancipation of dissonance, but I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't agree with it. I think to deny that a dissonant interval is dissonance is kind of ridiculous. I don't know why we'd want to stop it from doing that, because by making some intervals consonant and some of them dissonant, that unlocks a whole like emotional kind of palette. And I guess if you keep the dissonances, or if you try to argue that the dissonances are neither pleasant nor unpleasant, I feel like that's kind of missing the point. Like, dissonances are unpleasant, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing that dissonances are unpleasant. They should still be unpleasant, because there's a time and place where you want unpleasant intervals. That's my opinion. But again, I'm kind of like I'm kind of musically conservative. So, that's just me. I need some slur markings here, I think. Just do like this, I guess. This'll work. I do have this, which feels a little unnecessary. I think just having like the triplet here would be better. So it kind of feels like it's slowing down just because of the triplet. It's a little bit slower than eighth notes, which I think will be goody gumdrops. I don't think this will sound good in strings, but I at least want to try doubling the bass notes with the strings. Just have like a cello play this, I guess. Have a contrabass doubling. Did I really make the bass play that figure? I sure did. It should at least step upwards, I think. Like, instead of moving up, down, up, it should stay... Okay, what chord is this? This is an C minor chord. Nice chromatic stuff happening there. I could have this B flat instead. So I could have a nice chromatic movement there. That might be fun. I guess this isn't even a... Also, you're playing underneath. I forgot you're actually the bass. This would make you a... whatchamacallit, E, G, B. That would make you a minor 5 chord. Wait, no, it wouldn't. Because of this G. Could make you a minor 5 chord, but I ain't gonna. 5 is fine. 5 and G's in the bass, therefore you must be a 6. There's a lot of emotional shortcuts that the Western tradition has made, as does every culture. That also gets ignored or specifically played with, but also for emotional effect. I respect people that try to go for emancipation of the dissonance, in particular. Like, again, I don't agree with it, but, like, I don't think it's wrong. Like, you can do whatever you want. I think it's fine. But I don't see the appeal of it. That doesn't mean I think it's irrelevant. It's just not for me. I think that, yes, there are shortcuts that we use. Like, if we want a piece to sound happy, we use the major key. If we want a piece to sound sad, we have a minor key, right? Those are like shortcuts-ish you can think of. And of course, there are exceptions. But like, if you like generally follow that rule, it makes it easier for someone to go ahead and start writing what's in their heads. It makes it easier for them to express themselves by having all of these tools available to them, like music theory. Knowing music theory is a tool to help you write music that you want to write. And I see that if you try to like maybe invent your own music theory, like Weber and Schoenberg did, the second Viennese school, if you like try to invent your own music theory, then sure, it'll let you write the music that you are building your own tools for music that you want to listen to or that you want to use to express yourself. But again, it's just not for me. But I understand where they're coming from, is what I guess what I'm saying. Okay, so what was I doing? Maybe we should have strings join you guys. Violins help. And should I have other violins help? No. You guys just sit pretty and play real quiet. Maybe I should have you guys play the extra measures. But like, quietly. Come in a little bit more subtly, please. Just like your woodwind counterparts, you guys can do a nice crescendo in this high note here, but then you'll have to fall back down. I'm not even sure if this cello is adding anything. Also, I realized, wait, yeah, you guys aren't even playing the bass notes. This horn is playing the bass notes, which I guess second horn should play the bass notes and first horn should play the upper notes. Isn't that right? Horns 1 and 3 play the higher notes and horns 2 and 4 play the lower notes. Am I getting that right? Or is it horns 1 and 2 that play the higher notes and horns 3 and 4 that play the lower notes? I can't remember. There's like a convention, but I always forget it. Because sometimes these horns are grouped 1 and 2, and sometimes they're grouped 1 and 3. In this template that I'm using, they're grouped 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. So that's why I just kept it like that, but now I forget. Which one's supposed to be the bass? The lower guys. I mean, these aren't low notes for a horn. These are not low. That's low. This isn't low. But they're lower, so, you know. If we turn off concert pitch, we can see they fall well within, like, these are pretty high, in fact. Anyway, let's put those bass notes in some other instruments and see what I think. Don't introduce the contrabass till later. Contrabass is a little heavy. Contrabass is still too heavy, shut up. You come in on the second note, please. I don't like the cello. Either I have all of these guys playing or I have all the strings playing. Which I guess I could do if I did like this. And then next voice is you. And then next voice is ye. Oh, wait. That's what? Bassoon. Oh, wait. You do play the bass, you just play it later. Okay, that's a little awkward. So you, in fact, should be played by... Shut up. Y'all. It's kind of missing something without those upper things on top. What if I... did I miss anything? Oh, no. Nothing. You didn't miss anything. If I have this... What's this? B flat, and then have this these upper voices on top. There you go, and just implode you guys so you're in the same state, the same stuff. Didn't mean that in a negative sense, more like I just find it kind of funny that the rules are made up. But even when people make up different rules, you can't escape the expected made-up context. It is true that all the rules of music are made up. And it is true that people just kind of try and find a weird rational reason for justifying those, which doesn't really make sense. Like, there's not really a reason why a major third should sound good. It just does, and people will try to justify that using whatever science or even like spiritual reasons that they have. But it just sounds good, and we know that it sounds good because it's sounded good for 300 years. Just because it's made up, does that make it any less relevant? No. It's music, it's an art, it's all made up. It's made up. Our judgments, our criterion for judging if we like a piece of art is also made up. Does that mean that your feelings for art are made up? No. You're still feeling them, like you know you're feeling them. Or, not that they're not made up. They could be made up, you could argue. Does that mean they're any less important or relevant? No. That's not true at all. Fiction is all made up, and yet we would argue fiction is extremely important. And so is music. The rules of music are all made up. Does that make them any less important? No. And I think saying that they're not important is dumb. What if I replace you entirely with this string part here? I would call it a string quartet, but it's a string quartet of contrabasses, cellos, and 2 viola parts, so I'm not sure if I could call it a string quartet necessarily. I kind of like how language is arbitrary, but that doesn't make poetry any less beautiful. I getcha. I see. I let you get back to composing. No, I think it's a fascinating topic, and it's good to talk about. Okay, so just to recap, I took all of the voices of these dudes and just put them in the string parts, which I don't even know if I like very much. The woodwind the wind section, the wind harmony is currently going bassoon, horn, bassoon, horn. And I feel like maybe, I mean, this interlocking is fine, I think, but it might sound better if I actually just put them in their respective registers. Or perhaps if I put you guys in a brass choir, I'm curious what that would sound like. So let's put you in trombone, and just see what that effect is. Trombone's a little bit too resonant. I'll just start shifting parts around real quick. Have horn play these lower notes, and have the trombones play the higher notes. Try that. Let me just do some shifting around. Try this. Hold on. Get rid of the strings. I guess I could have all 4 horns play this part. I do in fact have 4 horns to play with. Okay, let's do this. So, combine these guys. Combine these guys. Put y'all here. Put y'all here. Let's see what that is. Missing much woman. I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that, but I like it. It's how forceful. Welcome back. Hello. Also, that's not double P. Luna P. There you go, double P. Okay. Do this. Nice crescendo. Hold this note, please. I went missing for a while. Did I? I guess I did at some point, yeah. Also, B flat instead of B double flat. Look at this jump here. think the horn's okay with big jumps. I think it's the clarinet that I gotta watch out for. I think the clarinets don't like big jumps. But I think horns should be fine. Okie dokie. Look at this big chordal chord. I'm quite proud of this. Beautiful. Let's hear horns and strings together. Just getting ahead of the whole performance, refusing to ever quiet down. My choir only has 2 settings, F and triple F. Dang, it looks like maybe they gotta take a lesson on dynamics. We can give the lowest horn part to trombone too as well. Here, let's remove the string parts. And let's do some experiments. If I select horn 2 here. The thing is, hello, hey guys, hello. When writing for a horn choir like this, the general, like the conventional wisdom is to put the bass note in the bassoon. And the reason is because if you put it in something like the trombone might be a little bit too resonant. Now, we're playing in pianissimo and piano, so that's probably not a huge issue, but that's like I'm just telling you now, that's the conventional wisdom. But of course, we don't have to follow that, but now you've upgraded music theory since 2 days. I do have upgraded music theory. Look at all these new chords I added. I added a half diminished chord, and I added a chordal chord, and I added this thing. Just as an experiment, let's put you in tuba actually instead. I mean, the tuba will just sound like another horn. Let's just try bassoon here. Go bassoon in second voice. Look at those green notes. Can't really hear it over all the horns. Let's boost your volume. I'm gonna be honest, there's not a huge difference between having the horn quartet and adding the bassoon. Adding the trombone definitely made it different, but I'm not sure if it's exactly in a way that I like. Let me get rid of all these stupid rests. Who's pinging me on Discord? Why do you live every time I have to go to sleep? Because screw you in particular, that's why. Yeah, the bassoon doesn't really add a whole lot, but I kind of like it. Let's try a trombone here. Take this lowest part, put it in cellos. Also, shut up. Shush. I guess I don't need contrabasses to double the cellos. The cellos are loud enough on their own. And trombone slaps. It also pulls. Just for fun, let's put you in a trombone choir. Picturing the conductor just viscerally telling the string sections to shut up. I have to tell the brasses to shut up quite a lot, but also the strings. But that's mostly the patch's fault. Okay. What about horns and 2 trombones here? because I really like the warmth that the horns add, but I am liking that bite that the trombones also add, so, you know, just add both of them. What if I reverse the parts? Why is there a random E here? What happened? Did I do that? Okay. Saw this video about the horns and the bones typically work. I don't know in this case, but yeah. The horns and the bones. Let's try this. Let's try trumpets. Now, I know I'm asking a lot of the trumpets by asking them to play pianissimo, but I believe in you, trumpets. I'm putting all of my faith in you that you can play pianissimo. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Oh no. Explode. Okay. I think it's fine, but actually I need you guys to like go back to pianissimo here. I don't know why I didn't mark that before, but yeah, do that. Actually, wait, I might be an idiot. Guys, what if I just add you guys? You guys have the trombones keep playing the bass. That's fine. I kind of really want to keep the horns. Have these upper notes be doubled by these dudes here. And I know the mute saxophones are really loud, so I'm going to preemptively turn down their volume. See what I mean? But they're really loud. I've turned them down a bunch and they're still overpowering the horns. Dedicate all the horn players to playing these lower parts. No, what about that? Just keep it like this. The saxophones are the most broken MuseScore 4 sound. They really are. But I haven't found a better alternative, so if someone knows a better alternative, then I would like one. Or if you could record one that isn't super loud. They're really loud, and it is kind of annoying how loud they are. Just pull out your silencer. If they can make them for guns, they can make them for brass. You know, in the business we call that a mute, but I get what you're saying. Oh, whoopsies. Oh, ouch! What the heck was happening there? Oh no. Alright, see, this is why the Muse clarinets make me, or not the clarinets, the Muse saxophones make me so sad. Okay, goodbye soprano saxophone. There's not a single mute saxophone sound that plays in tune. It makes me so sad. But they do have the shake option. You guys ever heard a saxophone shake it? Pretty cool, right? There's also a saxophone, there's like a weird saxophone trill, I think. Pretty cool. The shake one is pretty rad though. I'm not sure what I'd ever use it for, but it's there. If you ever wanted to shake your saxophone. I don't even know if the saxophones shake it. Or if they just play a weird trill. Like a trill of a fourth or whatever that was. I don't like it. Goodbye, saxophones. I'm bringing back the trombone. Or try bassoon and contrabassoon double. What if I just get rid of this lower horn part here? Have a bassoon play it instead? Just out of curiosity. What's your main instruments? Piano. I have a piano in front of me right now. But that's the instrument that I'm classically trained on, so it's my main instruments. But I do play other instruments. But it is a small piano, unfortunately. It's not. It only has a. It only goes from C to C to C. That's the entire range of this. I mean, I can press octave buttons to change the range, but like if I actually want to play something, I can't. So if you guys know any pieces that are within the range of 2 octaves, that I can play it on this keyboard. Not even within the range of 2 octaves, like within the range of 1 octave, really. It can just barely go over an octave. So, that's very sad. I actually play Happy Birthday. I don't know how to play Happy Birthday, but I can play this. That's like the only piece that I can play that because it's within such a small, narrow range. Any other thing that I know, I can't do. I can play melodies, I guess. It was like an acoustic 2-octave piano, where I wish. No. I actually wanted to get like the Stravinsky like Firebird chord on here, like the orchestral hit. But I don't have a sound for that quite yet. But I do have other ones. Like this organ, or whatever this is. This also has an arpeggiator in it, so I can play arpeggios. Like this. Why is it so slow? Why is it so fast? I can make it play more octaves. You guys want to randomly generate some music with me? Here, let's change it to piano. I can make it play random notes, and I can just push down the entire octave. All I need to do now is increase the tempo. Perfect. Any Backrooms melody by heart? No. Perfect. Alright, shut up. Yeah, I just have a piano thing here off screen. Waiting for MuseScore to add the AI enhancements every other software company is trying to add. I mean, MuseScore 4 is open source, so I'm not sure if they'd actually add it, but like, what would they even do? Write a melody for me now. Oh well. One day they'll add it and then I'll make fun of them endlessly. And then I'll still use it because I don't want to switch to Sibelius or something. That's my excuse. Why is there a single note here? I think it's fine. Okay. And then I want some arpeggios to happen here. Your beat pizzicato, please. Doink. My excuse for not finishing my own composition is that I don't want to make any more quartal chords. Well, do I have just the kind of chord for you? This is fascinating invention in harmony called the triad. The triadic chord. So named because you put thirds instead of fourths on top of each other. Just like that, and you can make some wonderful chords like this one. Awesome. It'll never catch on. Oh. Why'd you have to break my hopes and dreams like that? No, but guys, I swear there's something to be had here. I swear. There's so much emotion, but no. Everyone just wants to go on and on about their quartal chords. Quartal chords have been around for centuries, and they're so lame. So lame. No. I want piano. Also arpeggiating here. Can I use my cool piano sound though? The science show piano. Let's use this one. Yeah, whatever. Whose idea was this? Pianissimo. Again, I know this piano sound is a little bit loud. So I'm gonna have to first increase the reverb and also dampen it a little bit. And this moves to what, 2, which is, oh, B flat minor. So, doink, doink, doink. Let's add in some of those beautiful lines. They're in lines. There you go. Guys, if you're writing for piano and you have a lot of pedals, please, please, please don't do this. This just looks ugly and unnecessary. Please just use the lines. We all know what it means. Just use the lines. They're so much easier to look at. Seeing pedal on every single measure multiple times is just an eyesore. Just use the lines. Or if you have a lot of pedal throughout the piece, just do pedal maybe once or twice, and then just do like, do the similar, just, I forgot what the word is, but like, just say like, do this pedaling, but for the rest of the piece. Probably, simplest is the word, I can't remember. Try this. Okay, wait. Take the melody first. Get over here, clarinets. And have some fun triplets happening here. Okay. Wrong note. And no, this triplets. Oh, G diminished. Oh, what the heck? Add text pizzicato. And you should just shorten you guys to pits. And just have some nice big chords there, especially because it's in the lower parts of the piano. Keep them nice and low there. And then I want to keep a nice horn going through, but maybe just one or two horns. I don't want like the entire choir to keep playing. Maybe they can play like the thirds or something. That might be pretty. So I guess it would be third horn doing this. Like an ascending line, I guess. Like this. Keep like a drone going on here. Play a nice major sixth here, please. Play even a major sixth. No, it's a minor sixth. That's a major sixth. And then the sharp 2 augmented chord is B natural augmented, so therefore that's B, D sharp, F double sharp. I guess this would be enharmonic to G. I could tie them and the tie would be like that. There you go. It's tying, but it looks like a slur, but it's actually a tie. I guess you could write this as a flat 3 augmented instead. I think that would make more sense, actually. If I wrote, because then they would be stealing from the minor progression. Therefore, it would be a C flat augmented chord. Which means it would just look like that. C flat, E flat, G natural. MS basic clarinets sound almost identical to MS4 clarinets. Kind of, yeah. I mean, the clarinet has a very pure sound, so I'm not really that surprised. I guess I also need to write the bass notes. I ain't done that. Let's write here. This is would be D, G, B, C. I guess it'd be like this, but that doesn't seem very nice. Let's just lower down here. And then C flat. There you go. I'm really bothered by how brash this clarinet is. It needs to shut up. You can be a bit more tense on this crescendo though, but you need to immediately go back down. How about trombone? No. It'd probably go best in horn. I guess I do have an alto saxophone that's missing use. Move to mezzo forte instead of forte, please. I'm not really happy with how the alto saxophone sounds, but I don't really think that's the instrument's fault, it's the Muse sound's fault. I think the soprano saxophone has the most potential here. It's just that when I had it before, it was like weirdly out of tune, which was really bothersome. Oh well, soprano sax can stay, because I like it, actually. It's like a more mellow, it's like a mix between the oboe and clarinets. In terms of sound quality. So let's have it like this. What am I gonna do for the after chords here to this weird modulation from 4 flats to no flats? Don't ask me how I do it. I have no idea. I thought you could tune an instrument in properties. You can. Well, that's not really. That's not really what was the problem. There was like it played the note, and then it like as it kept playing, it got more out of tune. It was so sad. I think it's because I had you play this. Do you hear that? Oh, ow, my ears. So I'll just keep you in oboe for now, that's fine. And then just keep you in soprano sax. You're telling me sheer will doesn't work. Unfortunately, I can't mind beam my way into making music sound very good, so oh well. That's just how it is. I feel like something needs to happen in this right hand here for it to be effective. When I'm out of tune, I just will my section's lead voice out of my head and suddenly I'm fine. You're so right. It's the concertmaster that's out of tune, not me. Duh. See, that's how you have a positive mental outlook. Is by saying, no, everyone else is wrong and I'm correct. It works every time, like a charm. I'm not really hearing these pizzas. I think instead of a piano, if I replace it with a harp, then it would be easier to hear the, I know harp doesn't have a sustain pedal, but whatever. Get out of here. This might be a bit nicer. I accidentally left that one in. What's that? C flat. That's correct. Sure, that's it. Again, throughout this piece I wanted to have like a nice like tranquil kind of sound, and I think the saxophone's getting that across. Let's try oboe instead, maybe. I think the oboe is definitely brighter. The saxophone just has a more rounded kind of sound, right? What being made of brass and stuff. If you listen to my first attempt at orchestrating this, I had a viola and a clarinet playing together. And then just some like generic brass harmony going on. But I think I can make it a little more personal feeling than that. Right now it's a bit too wide. I need it to be a bit more narrow. And there's this counter melody here that I completely forgot that I wrote, which I should really add in because counter melody is everything. You know what, oboe? You can do this. I did say add it in the viola, but shut up. Pass to me, you don't know anything. Let's try it in oboe instead. You guys play together. Can you stop playing? Thank you. I think that'll work nicely. I just need to... Let's add some slurs here for funsies. Okay. Not sure if I'm a huge fan of this low note here, but we'll see. Alright, here it was supposed to dovetail, but whatever. But I did make it so that this entire melody is an octave higher, so it should be A-okay. No, keep that breath there, I like that. Just move this out of the way. Really using the whole range of the saxophone here. I mean, soprano sax goes up to here, but I mean, I could write for that, I guess, if I really wanted to, but I ain't gonna yet. We'll see what I think later. It needs to be more lush, I think. It needs to be more luscious. I think the harp really adds to that lush feeling. And maybe a bit of string happening here. Strings and things. I think the horns are doing a good job. I think the strings could really fill in the gaps here. Instead of the bassoon. You guys play Arco. Arco. Oopsies. Yeah, I think Arco will really help here. Just do this instead. Nice open harmonies. And then this 3 chord, which is a C minor over G chord. Try this C, looking at my keyboard right now, C, G, F, B flat, C, D, could try this, or actually, No. And this next chord, which is a G diminished chord, I could try G, D, C, F, B. Because it has to be flat because it's diminished. So B flats. Okay. And it's B flat over, or B flat here, B flats, G. Okay, yeah. G, C. I keep C. Move F. Keep this here. So that's what? B flat, G, C. Introduce a new voice here. F. Try this. Okay. And then C up here. I could have this nice little cluster there, is what I'm thinking. And then augmented here. C flat, E flat, G, C flat, because it's supposed to be C flat, E flat, G flat, right? For C flat major. And C flat augmented, C flat, E flat, G flats. I could try adding... honestly, I don't know. What could I even add here? B flat again. I bet this will sound just fine. I like that chord. Not quite sure if it works in context though, but I really like the sound of it. Maybe I can make it work. That's a very funny sounding chord. It just sounds out of tune, unfortunately. Like, sometimes extensions sound nice and pretty, and sometimes they sound like that, so I'm gonna reduce you here. You should actually move up. Can't really think of any nice replacements for augmented chords, unfortunately, off the top of my head, so... Can I move you guys down an octave? Nah, get out of here. The more I listen to the strings, the more I don't like them. Get out of here. I think the horns were satisfactory enough. You guys, the bass can keep playing. Everyone else, shush. You guys are a little quiet though for what's happening. Don't do crescendo. I think horns were good here. Maybe to be a little more resonant, we could have trombones fill in the rest of the gaps. So that would mean F, D flats. That's very brassy. Maybe something. Bassoon, you help out here. The contrabassoon, not the contrabassoon, the contrabass makes it too smooth. I need it to be a little rougher around the edges. Which maybe means putting you in trombones. But also not loud trombones, like soft trombones. Yes, I like that more. The second trombone part, here, explode. What the heck? What? Okay, thank you. I wasn't quite sure what was happening there. I was a little afraid Musiker was going to explode and die. Have a trombone play these notes. That might be better. Okay. No triplet. Just note. Hold this notes. There needs to be some movement here. How did it sound in the original? Do I think this is an improvement? The tempo is a little quicker. Strings come in at the end. I don't really like that. I did say to remove it. I think the next part's okay. To try more suspensions, like in counterpoints. Maybe it's not the harmony that I'm really concerned about, though. I just don't like the timbre that it's giving. Score has become corrupted and retains errors. Where? Oh my gosh. Incomplete measure. Found 1/2 expected 4. That's not my fault. Measure 21, staff 18. Which one's measure 21? This one. Staff 18. What happened? Which one's staff 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You. What? What? Where is the incomplete measure? Oh wait, this is measure 23. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Well, measure 18. It skips from 20 to 23. What if I revert to last save? I don't know, that ain't my fault. Is it like my fault that I accidentally... What? Oh my gosh, Muse score. How did that even happen? It's been corrupted. I literally have been doing this on stream. I didn't do a single thing to make it weird like that. And now we're back to these stupid strings. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think... I don't think. I'm not a thinker. What do I think? What do I think? What do I think? I don't think. I think the strings need to return. I've been thinking about it. I think the horns don't sound good on their own. They need to be reinforced by something. I think it should be a string harmony reinforced maybe by horns in the bass, either doubled in octaves, or they also play some funny stuff on top. That's my official reason for why this sucks. Might be wrong, we'll see. So do this. You play in cello, and you play in bassoon, or double bassoon, but not really. Oh my gosh. Shush. Okay, and I guess violas, you don't play A2 because strings don't play A2. Implode. The horn can play the lower notes of the stuff that's going on here, which I think might work nicely. Go back to pianissimo. And then just do something like this. And just one horn. I guess trombones would have an easier time playing this. I would need a lower trombone, but you know. Let's up these dynamics a tiny bit. okay. I think this will work. I think it's a little better. I really wanted the horn choir to work, but I just really wasn't jiving with it. I think this might work a bit better. The horns here kind of help out with the harmony, but they didn't really work out that well in this section here. Again, I could try it in trombone, which might be a little bit more brassy. 2 trombones. No, I don't like that. I guess I'll just keep it in strings. I did say I don't like this triplet very much. You better not corrupt on me again, stupid mu score. Don't go pianissimo like that, just like that. I think you need to crescendo in more gradually like this. And same with you. You guys can come in a little sooner, I think. I could try this. What did I move? I don't want to move any of these. And try this. I need to be strings mainly here. Sounds like Copeland. It really does, doesn't it? Something here is missing. I think that's okay. I think you guys really need to fall off after this. Like that, yeah. I kind of like how mysterious sounding that is. Personally, I think there needs to be something here to Like, I'm just not feeling this quite. Maybe the strings are doing this crescendo too early. All of y'all fall on the same beat for the crescendo, which is the third beats. All you crescendo together. Look at that tritone there. Great. Hold this note. Maybe a different note other than E. I don't really like this tritone jump. I don't think it sounds good. What other note could I do here? Is could try. This is an E flat chord, so try this G here, G flat. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. Okay. Try this. Let me get rid of this alto saxophone for a sec. Trying not to have too many instruments on here. I think I can have some horns playing here. It's just that I want it to be mainly strings. Strings take over the harmony where the horns are like in the background, instead of how I had it before where the horns were in the foreground. So that means you gotta play a G flat major. Oh wait, this is a chordal chord, I forgot. Built on fourths, so it's not exactly a chord of thirds. Okay. So, well, if I were to do that anyway here, oopsies. G flat, C flat, F flat, and D flats. There's that chord. That chord. You're so loud. You bassoons play these lower notes. You clarinets play these upper notes. Swap you, so you don't have such a big gap here. You can just do that, I guess, so all you are following the same line. Why did I not select this? What? That might be a bit better. The woodwind section is a bit too loud, I think, so try this. That'll work. And then... you guys just kind of play the blocks of the chord. And 5 half diminished. Okay, I think that's correct. I need these guys to fall off after this. I'm going to a B flat over A. I mean, they're not really following the bass, but I'm going to move you down. You guys should also do this crescendo here. And then likewise a decrescendo. Let me get rid of all these dudes. As far as I know, you can't select multiple dynamics and move them at the same time like this, so which is really stupid, but whatever, I'm just gonna do it manually, I guess. Moves to 4. Which I just want you guys to just shut up after this. There you go. Good, that's actually much closer to what I want. Maybe don't crescendo so bashfully though. I know you're moving from triple P to double P, and I'm saying that's too much. Shut up. Good, nice and pretty. Maybe if I have you guys play tremolo, that'd be nice. But I'm not sure. Forgot I'm making you guys play stop tremolos. It sounds so goofy. How about you guys don't even play yet? You guys come in later. I'm curious what this sound would be. What intonation? Can you just do this, please? No, you just have to be difficult with me. Can you do this? Can you please snap onto that note? Thank you. Unbelievable. Thank you, MeScore, for being stupid. Okay. And I feel like this is a bit too much. I'm digging it and also not at the same time. Maybe I just need to boost the volume of the I know I did, try this. Just a little louder, please. Like the new avatar, by the way. Thank you. I think it needs to be a little bit brassier. Please keep the tremolos. What, the goofy tremolos? That's not tremolo. They're also super quiet. I can't hear a thing. See, if you put tremolos on single notes, it's correct. I think I would actually like that, but only if I could hear it. Hello? Are they even playing? Look how little they show up on the levels compared to the first violins. They're just non-existent. Louder. I know you're too loud. Unbelievable. You're too loud. Shut up. You can crescendo over a longer amount of time to compensate for me telling you to shut up. There you go. Never mind, I take that all back. Maybe I just need to... I know music or saxophones are weirdly loud, so I'm just going to diminish some of your volume instead. Do that. There you go. Make sure none of these elements are overlapping with each other. Let's have a brass chord here, I think. Tuba. Something like this should sound nice and balanced. The choir is not going to last though, it's going to last like a measure or two. The choir is a bit too heavy. I just want it to be here so that I can so I can introduce this like nice string part. Something to fall on, like a landing pad, right? And then they're like immediately gone. Not that. So you guys are now too quiet. When I put you on mezzo forte, the difference is huge. What if I reduce y'all's volume and just put you guys in piano? Similar to what I do with the saxophone here. I think forte is actually too much. Okay. And I think maybe clarinet instead of oboe here. Or is that going to sound too similar? The clarinet might sound too similar to the oboe, so I'm thinking we'll put you in violin instead. But louder. Or maybe even like a really quiet trumpet would work. maybe. Let's finish writing in the rush into harmony first. Here it is, a D diminished chord. Okay. And then 5 here. And then I want a jump down of an octave. And this 5 here. Beautiful. And then we have a 6th chord here, which is A minor over C. Good. And I want to keep some movement in the bass, so y'all keep on happening. We can transition to a nicer, more pure A minor chord after this. Yeah, like that. Hold on to these notes, please. Okay, if you're wondering how I built this chord, basically, this is a G major chord. So I have the G in the bass, then I have a D here, which is the 5th, and I just put a 4th below that, and I have this F here to make it a G7 chord. I guess I would make it a G 13. No, 9, sorry, not 13. 13 would be C. 9 is A. And we have that suspension happening there. Move the bass up instead. And another 2, 3, 1. Okay. 2 over A. C. Okay, so what's happening here? Another D chord here. Chords, chords, chords. And then I want a nice pure C minor chord here. Or, no, not C minor, E minor, that's right. There's a lot of G happening. I don't like that extension. Keep it nice, pure E minor. Good, I like that much better. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Ooh, what's happening here? What's clashing? I really like this chord progression. But I think the melody is clashing with it a bit too much. Something's clashing here. G, C, D, F, B, and here we have B, that's fine. There's G here. It's this C here that's clashing with this B. Yeah, if I get rid of that... If I get rid of this B, it might sound a bit nicer. Okay, nice. Pizzicato these notes. Hold on to this notes. Hold on to this. Hold on to this. Okay. And what do I want now? I think the accompaniment needs to swell in at some point or be supported by another instrument. Like there were these arpeggios at the beginning, but I'm not sure if I even want to keep them now. Favorite romantic era symphony? I don't have one because I don't listen to that music. Whoops. Oh well. Maybe there needs to be another like crescendo swell here. Another mezzo forte bit here. Go back down to piano down here. And I think this can be improved by a clarinet harmonizing with you, maybe a third below, but like quietly. Let me make sure this is a 5 chord, yes. As nice as that A was in the clarinet, I think you guys should have the cool extensions and all y'all should just keep it on the DL. Okay, are there any common tones here that I need to tie? Let me just make sure that I do that before I forget. Okay, I have a lot. Man, I missed a lot of common tones. I'm making sure that I tie them all. Okay, nice. Okay. I really feel like this needs to be louder, but I'm not actually sure about that. Yeah, something does feel like it got kind of lost when I removed these arpeggios and these horn bits here. Keep the nice horn parts. And keep the C natural here. And this tritone. I want a nice pure octave here, perhaps. And on the same note here, okay. This should work. Missing this low note here for the bass in these little harp arpeggios. These harpeggios. I think it makes it seem like it's missing something. G major. Let's play the fundamental notes for this. Feels like we're missing a bit of bass when we have goats over here. It's like missing something, right? Here, tuba, or not tuba, contrabassoon, or maybe just bassoon. Can you help out here? Please. I need to add a little bit of something to this. That's a little too strong. Don't come on too strong. There you go, try this. Try this actually. This might be interesting. What the heck? For some reason that sounds out of tune. Did I put a wrong note? Oh, it's an A flat. Duh, okay. I see now. I also messed it up here, by the way. It's supposed to be a diminished chord. I completely missed that part. And a normal chord here. And then G again. And then C major. Good, okay. I was thinking maybe even having like pizzicato here, or maybe like a really quiet like timpani bit here. Okay, I said really quiet, by the way. I think you sound good over here. I'm not sure about this first bit here. Can I specify use softer mallets? I think I like that. I just want there to be something on this modulation. I was thinking maybe some cymbals, but I don't know. Try again. Okay, I don't like whatever the strings are doing here. Some nice brass here would be nice. I did include the little bassoon bits, but I think trombones here would go a long way. Also, I want to, like we had in the other one, I want to boost the tempo a tiny bit. And make you like, what was that in the original? Like 90? Oh, it was 93. Apparently I actually have it the same tempo. But for some reason it feels slower, so I'm gonna raise the tempo slightly. And I guess I'll mark you Andante. Trombones. Ooh, actually. Oh wait, you're supposed to be playing a minor chord. Yes, I like that. Two. Good. Okay. You guys end on a octave. That'll sound nicer. And maybe you guys should just do this. There you go. So we have a leap here. And it's leading to resolves here. Okay. Goody gumdrops. Do I want these arpeggios to end? I think they're actually a little too quiet. I think the horn, not the horn, the harp is just too quiet. Trombones, make yourself a little more known. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I think this is a good stopping point for today. I've learned that if I do this for long enough, I'm going to hate what I write. So I'm just going to let this be and then sit on it for a little bit, and then we can talk about what I don't like about it, and then we can fix it. So I will see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe and join the Discord. That stuff is down in the description. Make sure to practice your scales. And